Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the Mark II, and I actually have two matches here for you. I got one in the Mark II and one in the Hazel Custom. The Mark II match is going to be a match with friends in a ace mode match on quick match, and maybe it might have been rating. I think it's... Actually, yeah, I think it was in quick. And then the Hazel Custom match is going to be in a custom with friends, with a lot more friends, like James and I think Fruity was in there. But yeah. And the reason I wanted to do a match, a two-match video with these two is because I think I made a comparison in the initial thoughts for the Hazel Custom of the, sorry if you hear the washing machine, by the way, washing dishes. I made the comparison between the Mark II and the Hazel Custom. The Hazel Custom, I said, being basically a Mark II with maneuver armor. And you don't do as much damage, like as much fuck you damage. Well, it depends on the suit you're attacking, of course. Like a raid, you'll do some pretty beefy fuck you damage with the Hazel Custom. But the Mark II, what I'm using for this mode here is I think this is a 600 match, while the Hazel Custom is a 500. And I think I would say this for the match is that the Mark II is like the old guard, and the Hazel Custom's the new guard. Jesus Christ, 4,500 damage. Yeah, 71 melee strength at 600. You still do a lot of damage. And yeah, the Mark II, obviously nowadays, is not the best suit ever. In fact, I think suits like the Gallus J are definitely more better for melee-oriented combat, because the Gallus J is basically the Hazel Custom without the shield. You get maneuver armor, you get two melees, you have mid-range presence, you have a close-range presence. It's a very good suit, stun accumulations with instant stuns. I don't like the beam rifle too much on it, but, if you can learn it, it does really good. And you can build up for a lot of resistances. But the Mark II is just one of those suits where, I think I've made a mention for it before, but you get shit done with it. With the Gallus J, you have to combo with it pretty significantly to get a lot of damage, which, you can just swing in 2 hits, with your melee and then continue fucking somebody up, but the Mark II, you just stun somebody. A lot of people just forget that the Mark II is just so relatively easy to play. You just stun melee, and people lose health a lot. Like here, stun, melee, you're dead. I don't even have to go for the downswing, I believe. I could just done neutral swing, but you'll see that I'm going a lot for, what I intended to do for this match was to just do what I've been doing to Mark II, pretty much, is just stun and downswing, get free 4,000 damage. But unfortunately, for this match, I intended to do a lot of damage to people and hope that my teammates finish them off, but I've been finishing off a lot of enemies, so I think I'm going to become the ace, if I remember correctly. I was really hoping the Pixie would, because that Pixie, Ryoma, I believe, I think that's the name of the guy from RoboGetter. He's actually really good in the Pixie. He didn't even have a badge on, so, props to him, even at 600. So, I think I'm going to praise him at the end of this match, because he was doing really good in the Pixie, and you'll see he got, like, top damage, top assist, really nice. But yeah, I just tried to play a role of just weakening people. So I think the Mark II's pretty great at doing that. Again, stun, downswing, people take loads of damage. Loads of damage. But then the Hazel Custom comes around. The Hazel Custom, as I said, is just a counter Mark II with maneuver armor, and that shield ability is really, really good. And it still has significant melee and range strength if you want to buff up the range strength. When we get to that second match, I believe I have like 40-something range and 40-something melee. I didn't even buff up my defense, which, if I remember correctly, the Mark II has 16 ballistic and 16 beam resistance, and the Hazel Custom has 20, which is 4 more points than the Mark II. And I believe the Mark II is a little bit better at melee, but in the melee stat-wise, but man, the boost speed's a big difference, where I think the Mark II gets 210, and the Hazel Custom has 205, but when you get that, what's the word I'm looking for? When you get that shield ability, when you're using your boost, that turns into 220. That's 10 more points above the Mark II, and that's enough to compete with suits at 600. That's really fast, and really easy to just walk up to people and just mess them up. It's easier to get confirms that way. You stun somebody, you go in for melee, they will be taking damage. And you'll see that when you buff up your damage stats, you will be doing just Mark II damage pretty much. Like, I believe if you fully charge your beam rifle, which does take 3 shots on the Hazel Custom, but when you do shoot it, you can get like over 3,000 damage. Even 4,000 depending on the suit you're attacking. And then you can follow up with your melee, which is a pretty faster kind of melee. It's a new Gundam's downswing. But hey, Ace has been selected. I'll go ahead and talk more about this match here, which I've become the Ace, and the enemy Ace is going to be the Gyaradoga Heavy Arms, which is a pretty good suit. And so far, before Ace has been selected, it's been neck and neck. And yeah, wow, we're just really surrounding that Beyond Custom. Alright, I got shot by the Ace. I believe our Pixie might attempt to go after him here in a second, but I'm going to peel back because somebody got separated from the rest of the team. So going to go ahead and damage this this Zeta, and hopefully I can get some people that are low on health, because the suit's really good at tackling people that are low on health. He's going for the melee. Yeah, again, 4,000 damage swings. If I can get 2 down swings in, that's 8,000 damage. If I can find a suit that's low, they're going to guarantee to die. And hey, there's a Beyond Custom. Too bad that was an assist, unfortunately, but I will get, I still will get a ace assist point, so I'm going to pull back again, because it seems like some of them were trying to take pot shots at me. So hey, there's a Pins and Jouage, downswing, almost dead, but he did a dodge roll, no follow-up, unfortunately. But we'll finish off with Vulcans, and the Vulcans are pretty good on the Mark II. They shoot very fast. I don't remember the exact stun accumulation. I just use them to add on damage if I cannot reach a enemy. And I don't know how I think I just tackled because I meant to switch to a different weapon, but it worked out because the guy did a melee, and alright, I'll take that. And right now it's 17,000, 13,000, but the enemy team is, pretty good. We've been neck and neck in this match. And I'm just trying to play very careful. 1,300 health. I should have made use of my my bird lime the rest of this match. Although you will see one pretty cool shot where I hit a Pins and Jouage off a cliff. Alright, got another kill. That's 21,000, 13,000. Looks like it might be a pretty good match for us. 1 minute left in the match, pretty much. Ooh, just barely got hit there. Or, not even get hit. Barely dodged it. There we go. There's Pinson. Hit him. Off the cliff he goes. Come up for a little follow-up. Let Honey do his damage. And unfortunately, I made a very fatal error where I walked a little bit too close to the enemy team there. I should have backed up back to our side of the base. But now it's 21,000, 18,000. I believe the enemy team has separated a couple of us, and they're going to get some kills. At least the enemy Ace. I want to say. Yeah, number 5, number 3, that's Honey. Yep, enemy Ace destroyed another ally, and they just finish off on these kills. It's 21,000, 21,000, but we have 200 points to go with that, and they have 900 points. And unfortunately, I know they have some really low health enemies on their team, but they backed off way far, and there's only, pretty much 10 seconds left in the match. Nothing much I can do here, but it was a pretty close match. Props to our team, the enemy team, for trying, because, both teams have over 21,000 points. So we were definitely going pretty hard here. Almost made me want to think this was a rating match, but no, it was a quick match. It was a pretty fun one too. I don't mind losing that one, but yeah, mission failed. We'll see what we got going on here. And yeah, our Pixie, definitely be praising our Pixie. Has top assist and top damage. I did get a lot of top individual score, almost 10,000. And if I could, I would have praised the enemy team as well. I would have praised everybody here. But hey, first place, 9-3. Almost 100k damage. Yeah, the Mark II still does, the good damage even at 600, but, of course, it's not well armored at all compared to other suits at 600, so. But it's nice suit to bring out every once in a while just to get that, again, as I mentioned before, I use that as a suit to get results, and more often than not, I get results with the suit, because its game plan is just so simple and easy. You just stun melee, because that's how pretty much GBO2 rolls around in that meta. It surrounds that. The meta surrounds the game that way. Just stun melee, and the Mark II is really good at doing that. Obscenely good. And I still say that the Gallus J is a better suit overall, but something about the Mark II. There's a reason a lot of people still stick with it. Although some people aren't as wise as avoiding damage using it, but hey. And yeah, I got over 3,000 damage on, I believe that was Fruity in that suit. But yeah, you can see Already, the damage output is pretty significant on the Hazel Custom. This is 500, of course, and I'm still doing pretty good damage with the beam rifle. And the best part is, since you can shoot that, you can charge it up twice. Each shot takes oh my, that was over 2,000 damage on an uncharged shot. Yeah, charged shots on the Hazel beam rifle do over 3,000 damage, and they take three ammo, 3 E-packs from your ammo there. Is that how or would it be 3 ammo from the E-pack? 3 shots from the E-pack? And it leaves you with 1, and you can use that 1 as a charge shot or another charge shot, which that can equal 6,000 damage, and then throw in your melee, which you're not going to get over 4,000, down swings with the Hazel Custom, unfortunately. But it's still good. I think I get over 3,000 on a lot of suits, which is, that's still good. Alright, Nemo 3 getting stun locked. Thankfully, I pushed up with our teammate here. We're going to clean up a few suits. Alright, there's the support gun, and we're going to try and turn around to help our team that are stuck behind. So far, pretty decent life. Got some good damage off. Alright, enemy team spawned behind me. Let's quickly hide behind here. And yeah, you can see just how fast the Hazel Custom is. The Hazel Custom, again, competes to 600 suits in terms of boost speed. And you get maneuver armor, and you can boost in the air while you have the shield. The downside is for the Hazel Custom, is that it's tied to the shield. And that's probably why we won't see a lot of people switching suits, to suits like the Gallus J, or from the Gallus J, I should say. It's just because it's tied to the shield, and if you have a high damaging weapon, then you can probably get rid of the Hazel Custom's shield really fast, and then it doesn't have maneuver armor anymore, and then it has to just come at you like a normal suit. And it can't boost around as fast, has 205 boost speed. Just all around the same as the other suits around it at its cost without the shield. Hey, we're going to get that downswing off, get the finish off kill. And the enemy team tried to circle around us, and we dealt with them pretty fast. But unfortunately, we're all pretty crispy health-wise, so the enemy team just has to make another push towards us, and they should deal with us effectively. We are going to fight back at least. Alright, there's a counter for the enemy there on our D-type. Jagan D-type. Hey, hello support. I'm just going to melee you real fast. Alright, downswing. And then I tried to run away, but maneuver armor didn't help me that time. Too many people shot at me. And there I go, dead. And yeah, so far 6,000, almost 7,000 to 3,000. Yeah, our team is doing pretty well. It seems like the enemy team, they like to split apart, but they're not doing it effectively, it seems, maybe. Just barely noticing with the match going on. Sometimes when I talk, I just like to drift off and look away. Look at all the pretty things in my house. Look at the wall dry. But no, it seems to be that way. But now the enemy team's all grouped up together. But unfortunately, now we're all going to come in with our own full health. And yeah, also got to mention the machine gun. I wish the other bullpup machine guns were like this, that do a lot of damage. There's some that do like decent damage. Well, I guess it's because it's at low cost. A lot of people, they gotta even out the damage, I guess. That's a Titania attacking our Nomides. Aren't y'all on the same team? But we'll go ahead and try and help the Nomides. But somebody's trying to poke their head around, so give him a few machine gun shots. Alright, he's gone. Let's go help our Nomides. Unfortunately, I believe I go around one way. Our teammate that was with me just decides to fuck off and doesn't go the other way, so Nomides is dead, but we'll get 4,000 damage on the Titania. So that's, yeah, pretty nice range strength right there. Really like that about the Hazel Custom. You get range and you get melee. Alright, there's Fruity in the Arjarja. And yeah, over 200 damage per shot in the bullpup, pretty nice. Of course, the bullpup, I believe it takes 20 hits to stun, depending on the suit, if they have damage control or not. It's not, I think the stuff like the Hyzax machine gun is better, just the fire rate and the stun accumulation for that. But it's not a bad backup weapon, playing it. Also, our team seems to be deciding whether to push or not. And that's what's making me not want to push a little bit. Actually, I'm slowly inching my way there, so maybe I'm trying to attempt, but then our team... Actually, we've got one guy going around the back line, so hopefully he can provide enough distraction here to where our team can push forward. I hope. There's a bomb plant going off, but yeah, now the enemy team is caught up with us, so it's 10,000, 9,000. That's a pretty good bomb plant. I didn't even notice at the time. Alright, so it seems like the enemy team is pushing forward, so I'm going to do my damage here. That was 4,000 damage. I believe that was actually a Mark II, so speaking of the Mark II. And, nope, Truthful is going to get bodied in the Jaeger there. Unfortunate. And I'm getting surrounded by 4 people, so I'm soon going to be dead, and my legs are going to be broken. But not before we get a downswing off. 2,000 damage on neutral swing and a downswing. And yep, there goes the death roll. But you know, it looks like the enemy team is actually caught up. But don't worry, we can spawn back in, and if we just get another wipe, we should be good. Actually, everybody has full health, so yeah, if we just get these wipes, we'll be good. And unfortunately, they took F from us. I believe that was our only point. We didn't capture D, which thank God we didn't. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes playing on B side on this map is a pain in the ass. As I've mentioned before, all the times I played on this side of the map. It's just usually whenever we only have D captured, it turns into a really nasty choke point, and people just stay there. They don't want to attempt to move out. Very rarely does it happen. But you know, when it does, I'm like, oh, thank God we got out of that. But it seems like here we've managed to beat the enemy team back, and we're now in the lead. 1 minute left in the match. Getting some good damage off. Downswing. Can we get some follow-ups? Nomini's coming in with the melee, coming with the downswing. Almost killed Taru. Or he's near death, I should say. He's going to attempt to attack me here, but I have maneuver armor. I can boost that and boost the other way. Or, you know, at that time I think I got lucky and Taru hit the building. You know what, let's just pretend like we dodged both attacks. And, hey, got on the ground, shoot him real fast, get that kill. And there goes Taru, so now we just have to fight this support. We're going to come in, run through the Unit 4 beam, it looked like. Get some downswings off, and he is almost dead. Nobody has gone, now it's just me against Fruity. And the support, which unfortunately for the support, Fruity is going to get right in his way of a shot. Yeah, Fruity. Fruity gets really pissed off. I guess this match he was having a very terrible match this day, which, hey, if you know you got a teammate behind you, sometimes you got to have some situational awareness, though, you know? But hey, mission completed. We'll see what we got going on here. And hey, topped everything in the board, over 100k damage. Yeah, pretty nice for me. 15,000 to 14,000, so pretty close match. I will be praising, I think, James and the support. Yeah, support. And hey, first place 4-2. Yeah, not too bad. First places on both of those matches. 2 completely different matches. You know, one an ace match at 600, one on 500 custom. And yeah, so the Hazel Custom, as I said, I think it's going to be the new guard for the Mark II. I think people will still be playing the Mark II. Well, of course, also whenever we get the Hazel Custom in the ticket store, goddamn. The Mark II, it's still a really easy suit that can do really good, you know? Just stun people, and again, go for downswings, and you just rack up damage with that suit. And it still has like a little bit of a stigma around it as well. You know, some people just, they're terrified of that fucking suit, even though there's a Gaucher next to it. That when it's down on the ground, the Gaucher gets the kill, but they're still terrified of the Mark II. There's still a kind of stigma around it. I noticed that a lot of people play a lot more defensively when the Mark II's around, compared to something like the Gaucher. They'll try and be aggressive against the Gaucher, even though the Gaucher thrives on that. It has maneuver armor, it has 2 melee swings. And the Gaucher, again, as I said, the Gaucher is the better suit. You know, you got a lot more versatility with the Gaucher. But the Mark II just gets it done, you know. You know, as much as that'll probably piss off people hearing that. I will play the Gaucher, though. Don't get me wrong. I love the Gaucher. I love it to death. I love its design. But again, if I want to get shit done, I play the Mark II. If I want people to suffer. Not for the people suffer, but sometimes, you know, you got to get something like top assist or help it get some tokens, you know. Sometimes I'm having a really bad day. I lose like 15 times in a row. Sometimes my fault, sometimes not. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to pick the Mark II. And then I usually get results because of that. Or sometimes I just like to play it just because. And the Hazel Custom will probably replace the Mark II for me now. The Hazel Custom is a pretty fun suit to play, and has a little unique gimmick attached to it. Although I would still say something like the Gallus J is the better suit, because it doesn't rely on a shield to have its maneuver armor and all that good shit. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, you know, type up in the comment section how you feel about the Mark II and the Hazel Custom. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Man, I really hated the Mark II when it came out. Because everyone had it. And it was just hell to play either raids or just other generals. Because everybody would just be constantly downswinging, you know, for their combos. And you'd be dead in a matter of seconds. If you get knocked on the ground, you just be dead. Even if you're a support or a raid, a high melee resistance general, yeah, you'd be dead on the ground. And it seemed like the devs knew that the Mark II was kind of a problem in the melee department, because whenever they upped the cost, or they upped the levels, you know, they gave it the levels, like the level 2 and the 3, they only upped the melee damage on the beam saber by only a little bit. I believe it was 25 from the level 2 to level 3, which is pretty low. Usually, you know, when they do the beam sabers, they kind of up it by quite a bit, like 50 or something, or a little bit more than that. But nowadays, it's a fine suit to play against. Like, it's usually, as I play it, just there to get a high burst of damage, and then scurry off, do something else, come back in for some more high burst damage. It's really useful for ace mode, because you know, if you want to damage and if you have a chance to attack the enemy ace, yeah, you can take it, do a lot of damage to the ace, and then fuck off somewhere else, you know. Or just you know, those kind of matches where you just need somebody down to a little bit of health or half their health at that very moment, you know. But the Hazel Custom, I do like the Hazel Custom as it plays. I'm not a fan of the designs, as I mentioned before in the initial thoughts for the Hazel Custom. I'm not too fond of Advanced Zeta. That doesn't mean I hate it, but I'm more indifferent to it. With some suits, I'm like, okay, how does this exist in this timeline? If it's supposed to be in the same timeline as Zeta. But yeah, it's a pretty fun suit to play in this game, and yeah, as I said, probably replace the Mark II for me, because that range damage is pretty damn good, and the boost speed, you get to people faster, you throw in your downswing, you basically, again, you're a Mark II with maneuver armor, with just a little bit more going on with it, with that beam cannon there. But yeah, and of course, I would definitely, I have to keep mentioning this for some people, I do think the Gallus J is the better suit, and I still play the Gallus J too. Maybe I should have done a Gallus J match. Throw in 3 matches here for you guys. But no, yeah, I think that's going to be it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.